and see what's going on. Well, I just decked myself in the face, and then immediately following, the heat gun shut off and won't turn back on. So we're like literally 99% done unwrapping the car. I'll have to pick up a new heat gun tomorrow because this alone took so long that now it's late and all the stores are closed. This thing all black would look sick, not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie, I think it would look beautiful. Like imagine the whole entire car looking like this fender right here that we just sprayed out. That would be insane, but I have enough black cars and I think white would look sick. All right, I'm gonna pick this video back up in the morning, go grab a heat gun, and then we can get to prep work. I am nervous for prep. It's gonna be a lot of work. What's up guys, it's the next day. I just got back to the shop. We actually, we fixed the heat gun. I was a heat gun mechanic this morning, and all it was this wiring right here that goes into the bottom of the heat gun. I noticed if you push down on it, she works titties. So a couple zip ties later, and we're good to go. So here's a full walk around of the hatch and how crappy this paint is, or the body is on this car underneath the wrap. Front fender looks good, of course, because we resprayed that recently. Now that it's kind of pointless because we're gonna have to completely sand her down again. Here's the door, some primer, Bondo, rear door, peeling clear, primer, quarter panel, tons of peeling clear. The entire roof is primered and pretty much all of the vinyl wrap adhesive stuck to that freaking primer, which sucks. Trunk, not terrible. I guess it'd be a hatch, not a trunk. This quarter panel, yeah, you guys get the point. The whole thing is pretty shitty underneath the wrap, but at least we have a nice hood. The more I look at this, the more I'm like dreading all of this body work that we're gonna have to do. I went to the paint store this morning on the way to the shop. So in this box, we got some more stuff. A couple interface pads for our DA sander, some sheets of sandpaper for a big old block so we can block everything out. We got said block. This thing's pretty beefy. Some icing, which is finishing glaze or finishing putty. Some guide coat, which you can use just regular old shitty black paint, but that was already there, so I figured I'm gonna try actual guide coat to see how she works. And then just some more sandpaper, some nozzles for the 3M panel bond that we need. I think I'm gonna get started on some sanding. I'm still lost. I have so many questions on how, when we go to spray this thing, how we actually spray it. Does the windshield have to come out? I'm guessing it does to make it proper. We're gonna have to spray. We're gonna have to pull the door, all the doors off to do all the jams on the car, jams on the door. And then I'm guessing you put the doors back on, but how do you get a good line there? Questions like that. Does that window have to come out? I'm guessing it does. Hatch window. Whew. I know we could just completely say scrap doing the jams and all that, but I already know we're gonna be into this paint job like 100 plus hours. So if I'm gonna do it, I wanna do it right. I don't wanna have regrets. Like, oh, damn, we should have done the jams, but we were too lazy. So that's why I'm gonna do the jams. And as far as color goes, I might do an actual Subaru color, satin pearl white. I just don't know how hard pearl is to spray, so I need to do more research. Like a first time paint job doing pearl white, satin pearl white, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Also, one more thing. I know you can't tell right now because the roof is in primer, but there's a ton of hail damage on the roof that we need to fix. Let's go ahead and get to sanding. Let's start with the door. We do need to pull off this window molding and the door handle. We can do that later. I just want to see how easy all of this is going to sand off because I don't feel comfortable spraying over this clear. So we're gonna have to do a lot of work. When we pull it outside, pretty much all this prep work is gonna be done outside to keep the shop somewhat clean. So here's what we ended up with so far on the door. I am using 220, which I know is pretty rough. We can always smooth it out a little bit later before we lay sealer down with like 400 or 600 if needed. I don't even know. Honestly, I'm completely in the dark, like I've said. I'm trying to figure out how deep I want to go. This is where all the clear was peeling, so of course we gotta sand and feather all the edges. This right here is probably the factory sealer. I'm guessing that's the factory base coat, and then of course the factory clear, and then it looks like the respray base coat and then the respray clear. So I'm guessing they just didn't do a proper job, like a proper prep job when they sprayed it out, and that's why it's all flaking off. So I might take the whole thing down to this, which I know that's factory base, but that is gonna be so much work taking the whole entire car down to that. But I'm gonna keep sanding on this door. I do need to go ahead, pull off the handle, the mirror, and this molding, and I'm gonna pull out the hood as well. I'm still undecided on if I want to do any sort of paint work on the hood or just leave it fully carbon. Drop a comment below. If we end up doing the white, which I'm really leaning toward, I'm definitely not gonna do black. So it's either gonna be like white or maybe like yellow. I don't know, some sort of nice color, nothing crazy. I guess yellow is a little bit crazy, but I'm trying to decide if I want to spray the hood like completely or spray part of the hood where we would leave these vents carbon and the scoop carbon, or just leave the whole entire thing carbon and we could do a black roof and maybe a carbon hatch if they make them. I don't know. Let's go ahead and disassemble some things, pull off the headlight hood so we can prep out this fender, and then pull off the mirror, door handle, and the window molding. So this is where we're at right now. The front fender is pretty much completely ready to spray. Door quarter panel, completely sanded down with 220. I didn't go as deep yet as I think I may need to go. I'm talking with Bobby's dad right now about whether or not I need to completely strip off all this second coat of, or the second respray on this entire car, or if we can just feather out the clear coat edges and call it a day there. I just don't want to spray this thing and then a year or two down the road start seeing paint peel off because the clear coat underneath what we would be spraying on starts flaking off. So trying to figure that out right now. I think it's going to be a good stopping point for today. This is going to be a very, very big, long project, but I think in the end it's going to be well worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Gonna pick this project back up tomorrow. Hopefully make a ton of progress on it. I'm very excited, nervous, but excited at the same time. It's gonna be sick. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow.